Alright, here we are. Sorry about that. I was getting water because being thirsty, not so fun. Not so good, not so fun. So, we will have somebody in a call. Hopefully the call works. Give me just 1 second to actually get things open. See this? Cool. And then we go to this scene and kadongle. Here we are. We also have this for late. Oh, we also have this for later, which seems to go away when I minimize it or not. It seems to go away if I minimize it and then kill the scene, which is really interesting. But anyway, yep, we are here. I'm gonna have to turn down desktop audio. We'll figure that all out later, but I'll put it there for now. Also, sorry you can see my mouse. Cannot do anything about that at the moment. But yep. Okay, oop, that is the sound of stream catching up on my chat reading device, also known as a cell phone. Okay, here we go. And yeah, we're gonna be just starting in a second. Uh, so yeah, the two decks that I've signed up with. Also, I'm streaming with a minute delay, both because I wasn't sure if I was gonna end up in voice chat with anybody, and also because on the off chance that, you know, the chance of streams. I don't think it's gonna happen, but it's a habit I want to get into for card game streams. So, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Someone, someone misgendered me, and I'm just like, nah, fam, I got you. But also, my ferret is about to default dance on you. It's good. I am hiding beneath 3. But I have no idea when exactly tournament's going to actually kick. It's a 4-person entry tournament at the moment, so yeah. Um, I don't know if we're doing round robin and then using that to seed a bracket, or if we're just doing round robin, which is basically we all fight every other person, um, whatever. But look, sometimes you put a taco in the oven and it makes toast, right? That doesn't make sense, but it doesn't have to. So yeah. You know what? Screw this. We're going to the sleeve room. I get free sleeves for standing in this room, so I'm gonna stand in this corner while we wait for people and stuff. What sleeves? Do I have any interesting sleeves? Have I gotten sleeves while not looking? No, not really. No, not really. No, not really. Uh, okay. Oh no. They said they're doing it in the card shop. Okay, cool. My bad. Don't mind me. I'm an idiot. I scrolled up a little bit, didn't see anything. I guess I had scrolled too far. Easy. Easy. But yeah, I am playing Neonectar and Genesis in this limited fight tournament. And then later, probably maybe between rounds, I don't know. We'll see. But at some point during this stream, I'm also going to take a look at the new reveals. I don't know what exactly they revealed today for Dragon Ball Super, but they revealed stuff because they tend to on Fridays, and we're currently in the middle of reveal season. Also, this art is fantastic. It's the art. It's the full art of the Grade 3 for the Genesis deck that I'm using. So it's cool. It's cool. You see where my mouse is? That's where the witch is. But yeah, just waiting for pairings, I suppose. And I don't know when I'm hopping into the voice call, but you know, It is 2 deck format, by the way, if you're wondering why I gave 2 decks. If you don't know what that is, basically it's a thing where you take 2 different decks, and they can't be the same clan. And it's best of 3, but if you lose with one deck, you play with the other. It's a thing. Yeah, so I don't actually know which deck I'm starting with, and I honestly don't care. I'm fine with both. I think the Genesis deck is the weaker of the two, but it's got shenanigans and it's got spice. And it's funny because both of the limited fight legal both of the limited fight legal Genesis decks are like almost limited fight in full power anyway. Actually, I mean, when Astral Poets first dropped, they like when they were just the trial deck. I mean, that was literally just full power and limited fight, so that was kind of funny. And then also when they first dropped, I mean, Astraios, well, Astraios still sucks, but but yeah. Hmm. Yep, waiting on pairings and however we end up in voice. And yeah, and then we will be in voice. You know, with a taco. And now we wait. And now we wait. Don't mind me just downloading all the stuff I grabbed on Apple Music earlier today and yesterday. Because that doesn't auto download to my computer, but it does to my phone, but it takes forever to load the actual Apple Music stuff on my computer for some reason, so I have to do it. It's really annoying. Um, but yeah, so I think the bracket is made now, maybe? I don't know. It will be posted in a moment, I assume. I assume. But I do not know. But I do not know. Ah, there is the call. Yeet. Alright, the real question is, how much do I have to do to make the audio balanced? Hello. Hello. Confusion.
versus
Well, noise. I will consume your ping, and nothing will stop me. Oh, I hear noises.
Okay, here we go. This should be better.
Okay, could you just like keep talking while I mess with your volume?
Yeah. How about now? Is it working? I should be coming through much better now.
Yeah, it's
Or
working.
I ran out of filler things to say.
Okay. Give me one more sentence.
Okay.
Eh.
I have been pinged in Proof's Discord. I'll see what that's about. It's probably not everyone I didn't suppress. That is.
All right, there we go. OBS is telling me our volumes are even, so I'm going to turn you down slightly because usually that's what that means.
Okay.
There we go. And then I'm just going to turn up my computer so that you're louder for me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fourth irregular limited fight
Irregular.
tournament. So,
I,
for,
I
for
hate
those of you who
life
aren't familiar,
and everything it contains.
but for those of you who aren't familiar with limited fight as a format, it is basically a Vanguard format that is like Pauper in Magic the Gathering. Decks are constructed using only cards that are double rare and below, or have been included in trial decks before. Our first match is Robin versus Golden Pro or Night Rose Life, and it appears to be Genesis versus Nubatama.
Yeah.
So the rules for this tournament are that each player will be playing a best of 3 match against their opponent, and when they've won with one deck, they must switch to a second deck that they have brought. So every player in the tournament is playing 2 decks.
Yeah, I literally just completely and utterly forgot which deck I was playing first. And I was just like, nah, whatever, I'll just roll with whatever.
So Gold rides into Dreadmaster on turn 1, getting the drop and draw from Dreadmaster basically for free thanks to the Quick Shield ticket.
Yeet.
And
Oh,
Robin
that's
rides into
interesting.
Prometheus of the Dancing Lights.
Yeet.
And Prometheus puts a card into the Soul and puts a card on top of the deck. The card placed in Soul is Daybreak Sorcerer Ashwa. Let's see here. At the battle that it's boosted by late ripening Sorcerer Palmetta, you put it into the Soul and get a force marker on your Vanguard. Interesting. White Phosphorus Sorcerer reveals 3 cards on top of the deck, puts 1 in the hand, and puts the rest into the Soul.
Yeet.
Now, this is actually the first time Genesis has made a showing at one of our limited tournaments,
Oh,
so
that's neat.
I'm very interested in seeing what it can do.
Yeah, I am surprised no one's played it, because playing a near full power deck in limited fight is kind of a crazy idea, and Genesis can do that with literally 2 decks. You know,
Oh, despite all
I
the cards in hand,
I
Golden
didn't
Pro is definitely
open a
showing
grade
some
3, but at
discipline.
least I drew one early enough. Oh my, no. I'm happy with this because he sacks me all the damn time when we're playing together. It always sucks.
Riding into Stealth Dragon Furai. Now,
Interesting.
Furai forces Robin to drop and draw 1 card.
Um, eh, Not gonna get to use that for a little while. I'll probably see another one before I can.
Dropping Source Witch Pixis. This card's ability may be paid for Soul Blast 1 if the grades are the same. Interesting. On place, Counterblast 1, look at the top 4 cards of your deck and reveal one Sorcerer or Witch. Put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of the deck in any order. Pulling down Fuki and Dreadmaster. Will he be using Dreadmaster's Drop and Draw? He will.
Also, just so you know, I try to keep things PG-ish on my channel. Yeah, a few dick jokes here and there, but yeet. Damn it.
Dreadmaster coming in 16. The damage count is currently 2 to 2. When it attacks, return another rearguard to hand. +6. And since Burai is on the Vanguard circle, Golden Pro is going to net himself a draw.
Yeet. Easy. Easy. I don't let this man's attacks hit. No, thank you.
Heading into Robin's grade 3 turn, let's see what she'll ride. This is
Alright.
White Rainbow Witch, Pyre Through. This card's ability is reduced by Soul Blast 1 for each Witch or Sorcerer called this turn. Soul Blast 13, and until the end of the turn, all of your units with Sorcerer or Witch gain +10 and a crit. And you can Counterblast 1 once per turn to return a Witch or Sorcerer rearguard to the hand, which means you can call it again, activate its on plays, and reduce your Soul Blast cost. Interesting.
Yep. Yeah, the only issue is the good on places in Genesis, they're either not witches, or if they are witches, they cost Counterblast. The best one that witches and sorcerers have in Archetype and Standard is this one.
Interesting.
And I also just wanted to tell him I only flipped that card for stream to see. I have no plays right now other than Swing Face Bigly. Oh wow. I am an absolute ninja. Yeet. I can't activate that from Soul because CFA is weird. Lorge. And then we're just gonna yeet. Cool. Okay. Is that all he's doing, I wonder?
Oh, do not forget to post your replays.
That's 34. Not that's I don't think he mathed that goodly.
Yes, and triggers are 10k. Someone should inform Golden Pro that triggers are worth 10,000 power. First check is a draw trigger.
We're just gonna not take that chance. Yeah, whatever.
See, that always seems to be the way it is with Vanguard. When you don't risk the double trigger is usually when you get it.
Yeah, but to be fair, at least the double trigger eats cards from the hand if you don't like put it on Vanguard. Like you eat a lot more cards that way. For example.
Yeah, that's true.
That would have been a 5k guard.
It's part of what makes the game so interesting is that there's so many different attack patterns and so many ways to go about removing cards from the opponent's hand.
Yeah, I actually really like that they've been leaning a lot of card designs toward like the idea of swing one thing, stick it into Soul, swing Van, swing the other thing.
It's very interesting. It's like the old school Aquaforce design mentality where you hit your opponent with 5 sticks so that you can hit them with a house.
Yep.
Right away, calling down Furai and Voidmaster. This is an interesting combination of cards because they both return rearguards to the hand. And with Voidmaster in particular, Kujikiri Kongo can activate its guard restrict. Cards in the hand, Kujikiri Kongo can just discard a card from Robin's hand, which it looks like he's going to go ahead and use. So as long as you have 4 more cards in hand, he can once per turn counterblast 1 and force you to discard.
Meh.
Dropping Palmetta. Unfortunate thing about this attack is that it is a 1 to pass, as Genesis is one of the many, 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 many Force clans.
No, it's a no pass.
Dropping a heal trigger. This attack is not getting through no matter what. The first check, a Furai, and the second check, a heal trigger. Seeing as Robin didn't take damage last turn, Gold is able to take advantage of that heal. You can see viewers with limited damage counts can be very low even this far into the game.
That's because this isn't very far into the game. Standard's just been in a fast place for a while now. Hmm. Why not? Damn it. That's
And
sad.
Allie
I'm sad.
decides to take that attack. Unfortunately, checking a grade 3 Pyrethu that she could have drawn. Not making use of not making use of Voidmaster's Counterblast to attempt to guard restrict you for this last attack because it's just not worth it yet. Instead, using Furai to return the Voidmaster to the hand and keep it safe for the next turn. That's the thing about Nubatama, is their cards are in and then they're back out. They do their job and then they get out of there.
Oh, that's interesting.
Heading into Robin's second grade 3 turn. Will she re-ride? Will she not? Not to re-ride, proceeding to the main phase and calling down Prometheus. We'll see what those top 2 checks are in a moment. Thinking very hard and soul charging Battle Maiden Mihikaru Hime, who on place can reduce a Soul Blast cost by 3. Activating Pyre to return a Witch to the hand. Calling down Phosphorus. It to the hand and placing the other 2 cards into the soul, including a Pyrethu. Now, the cost of Pyrethu has been reduced to 11. No, 10. Reduced to 11. Reduced to 10 from 11. And currently, Robin has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 soul. Switch Pixis can add one of the witches or sorcerers that she finds in these top 3 cards she's currently checking to her hand. The rest have to go back to the bottom of her deck.
Oh, and he seems to have disconnected.
A disconnect.
Yes.
And that's game 1.
I'm just gonna play out the turn here to see what this would have looked like. Don't worry, I still have 2 cards left in my soul. What I really like about this effect is that I can still power up my board even though I have 2 rares that aren't witches or sorcerers.
Yes, I find that to be a really interesting piece of design. Okay, so I was willing to entertain the possibility that it might be an area server thing, but that, hold on, I'm gonna ask if, okay, if you try to close the
I'm
match, does it crash area for you?
no, but no, but when I got out of the game, I was the only one in the room.
Wild.
Yeah. So maybe it crashed and then it came back before I exited the game or something. It do be like that sometimes.
Yeah, if it crashed for everybody, then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ask everybody to run it back.
I mean, it didn't crash for everybody, but yeah, that's a lot of crashes. That's probably a rematch thing. See, what's gonna happen now is he's just gonna sack and I'm gonna lose. And I'm gonna be really sad. And the problem with that game specifically is because of his hand size, it you really wouldn't have been able to know.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Meanwhile,
it
I
wasn't gonna end
will.
that turn, and with where my turn was going, it wasn't gonna end on his next turn either.
Yeah. So you see, the game was nowhere near done. It's
Nope.
for those of you just tuning in who have never played limited before, it is a lot. The pace is a lot more controlled than standard is right now. Rather than games simply ending on turn 3 or ending on turn 4, as things tend to do. Limited games can extend into 5, 6, 7, 8, rewriting grade 3s, gathering resources. There's a lot of things that can happen in a limited game. I'm currently restarting Cardfight area, and it appears that everybody is back online.
Oh, that's okay. Meh. Oh, that works.
Once again, a repeat of the first game from Golden Pro's perspective, drawing and using Dreadmaster's skill. Here it is, the first Vanguard swing of the game.
Yep,
It's
here we
a
go.
critical trigger. The Prometheus of the Dancing Lights, checking the top 2, putting one in the soul and putting one on top. It's like super revelation, if you will. Another Prometheus digging even deeper into the deck. Souling in 2 sorcerers. Down Pixis and counterblasting 1. add her grade 3 ride to her hand and putting the other two on the bottom of the deck.
And that was a good.
A good call on the part of Robin to call down a booster.
I was less
Forcing
about the
Gold to
boost and
guard
more
through that
about
defensive
making sure
trigger.
I had a grade 3 to ride.
Oof. Going into Stealth Beast Muhogaro for the extra defensive power on the grade 2 turn. Meanwhile, Robin rides her grade 3, getting a Force 1 marker, slapping it on an empty rearguard circle, and immediately calling Ashwa to fill it. Palmetta and Ashwa are in the same column, which means that Robin will be drawing a card and gaining a force marker with a net 0 gain and loss in soul.
No, not that.
Calling down Canis. When placed, you soul charge 1, and then if your Vanguard's grade 3, soul charge 1, and the Vanguard gains 5. Interesting. So that was a soul charge of 2 and a +5 to the Vanguard. Coming in with Ashwa. Ashwa connects, and then Palmetta and Ashwa can both activate. Drawing 1, and souling in to get a force marker.
Lorge.
Fire through, attacking for 28. And Gold decides to no guard this, as dropping cards from your hand right now to try and guarantee this doesn't hit genuinely is not worth it at 2 damage.
Nope.
Instead, Pyrethu hits Gold to 3 damage. Also checking a heal for Robin, so now Robin's back at 2. Meanwhile, Prometheus is swinging for just as large a number as Pyrethu was. This one is guarded by Ganbaku and Oberokar.
God, I have not seen that card since the first wave of Nubatama.
7 cards in hand to 7 cards in hand. Gold rides into Kujikiri Kongo, securing himself a Protect 1 marker. Calling down Voidmaster. Voidmaster is a tried and true Nubatama classic. At the end of the battle that it attacks, it can counterblast 1, return an opponent's rearguard to the hand. Which might not seem like much, but when you combine that with Kujikiri Kongo's auto ability, it means your opponent can't guard with the grade of the card you returned.
It's interesting because it's one of the only older standard combos that like seems like it was built to work in a format like this, even though this didn't exist until a bit into year 2.
Yep. Meanwhile, Dreadmaster comes down, dropping and drawing, and now he's unlocked his secret potential. With the Vanguard Kujikiri Kongo, you can Soul Blast 1, and then Robin has to return one of her cards to the hand. For which she has to
That's
discard
not a
card,
hard
so she's
choice.
bouncing and discarding Prometheus.
That's not a hard choice.
Of course, that means this turn Robin can't guard with grade 2 cards. This stage in the game doesn't seem like too big a deal, but it's the incremental things. Kujikiri Kongo activating his ability to force Robin to discard 1 card. Now we move into the battle phase of Gold's first grade 3 turn. Kujikiri Kongo attacking for 26 with the boost of Fuki. Robin throwing down a complete guard. Gold checking a heal, and no other triggers, slapping all of the effects on Voidmaster. the attack from Voidmaster and checking into a draw. This is sure to help on the next turn. Voidmaster using its Counterblast to return itself to the hand. Excuse me, Golden Pro, you forgot to Counterblast.
No, he didn't.
Could you please tell him he
Oh,
forgot one of
wait,
his
did he?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, I
Wait,
think he
no,
forgot.
no.
I think he forgot to CB for Kuji actually.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It evens out because he healed, I guess.
Oh, yeah, he healed. That's what it is.
Yeah,
That's what it is. Okay.
there we go. Yeah, he did CB2. He just healed one.
Okay. Oh my god. um.
Arthur coming
Sure, we'll
down,
put that
getting
here.
a force marker. Now there's a force marker on each of the front row circles. With only 5 cards in hand, Robin on
Okay.
Revoluta
That was.
in desperate need of a
Oh, that was neat.
rear guard. Let's go.
Oh, I don't need a rear guard that badly, but it was good. It's very good that I got that specifically.
Calling down Canis again to Soul Charge 2. There's been 2 Sorcerer calls this turn. Let's check the soul. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 calling another Sorcerer and a Witch. That's -4 to the cost. It's now a Soul Blast 9 for Pirthu's ability.
No, it's 8. All 5 rears are sorcerers right now.
Isn't it? It's for each rear guard you called this turn.
Oh, it's each rear guard you called this turn. Okay.
Yeah, so you have called 4 sorcerers this turn, so it's Soul Blast 9.
I mean, it's basically a soul dump either way.
By Soul Blasting 9 cards, all 5 of the sorcerers, all 6 of the sorcerers and witches actually gain 10,000 power, and Pyre-Through gains a crit.
Large. Very bigly large.
So these are some large numbers. Oshawa coming in, and Oshawa is being boosted by Palmetta. So Palmetta can Soul Blast 1 to draw, and Oshawa can put himself in the soul to gain a force marker.
I know what's happening to. Oh, thanks, area.
This
I
makes
wanted you to
Pyre-Through
change
even
size.
bigger. Throwing down the protect marker because at this point,
What a shock!
Discarding another Obero card. Gold can call a Kabuki Congo right now. He can lock Robin out of both grade 1 and grade 2 calls this turn. Of course, if he simply has a Dreadmat. Oh, there's the Kabuki Congo. Counterblasting 2 to return both units in its same column to the hand. Of course, Kujikiri Kongo activates his ability, restricting both of those grades from the guard. Calling down a Voidmaster for another attack. Boosted by Sakura Fubuki, Sakura Fubuki can drop and draw and then countercharge 1. Folks, if you don't have 1 or less cards face up in your damage zone, all Sakura Fubuki does on discard is gain 3k power.
Basically, don't call him if you don't have 1 or less face-up damage.
Do not call Sakura Fubuki.
Never, ever do that unless you have 1 or less face-up damage.
Kujikiri Kongo is coming in for 26,000 power. Ali's at 3 damage right now, throwing
Doink.
down a Kushinada to guard. That's 2 perfect guards in Gold's hand, but only 6 cards. Voidmaster is gaining critical from the trigger. At this point, Robin is going to have to guard one of these attacks, which might be a problem. Or she could simply have a heal in hand. Let's go. Voidmaster attacking for 2 critical, checking another defensive draw and a heal.
The heal. Okay, then.
That's the greatest combo you could ever hope to check on your defensive.
In that order, too. Otherwise, that wouldn't have gone so goodly for me.
Turn over to
Are
Robin.
you kidding me right now? I don't think there was a better draw in this entire deck. Actually, that's not true. There was one better draw in this entire deck, but this is good enough.
Golden Pro's now on the defensive. He has 2 perfect guards in hand and a critical trigger, as well as Sakura Fubuki. But there are still 3 unknown cards in his hand, which more than likely will have to be discarded to make use of these perfect guards. Prometheus down. Robin souls in Spirit, Soul Sorcerer, Fruit. Canis souls in 2 more cards. So that's -1 to the cost. That's Soul Blast 12, and we are currently sitting at 6. But with the number of cards in Robin's deck, I'm not sure if it's possible to make up that cost. Calling down another Canis, reducing the cost by 1 again, and then gaining 2 soul. So that's Soul Blast. That is now a Soul Blast of 11. 8 cards in soul. Oh,
everything went so perfectly this turn.
She's done it, ladies and gentlemen. She has gained enough soul to resolve Pyrethu a second time. But the question is, does she have a sorcerer to call? No? Good enough?
I don't need one. I have one in every column.
That's still +10 to 4. That's still +10 to 4 units and a critical to Pyrethu. Looks like Gold's perfect guards are going to be putting in the work after all.
Yeah, that's that I didn't expect that one to happen.
Checking Vanguard and a sorcerer. Of course, Gold is going to have to throw a trigger in the way of this one. Oh, the humanity. It's just not enough. Intercepting with Kabuki Kongo as well. Here's where the problem arises, folks. Even though Robin's only at 4 damage, she simply cannot afford to take another hit. Jikiri Kongo forcing a discard. Of course, dropping the Vandergander, who, while being a very cool card and a very good friend,
Kills me right now.
is a 0 shield card. Kuchikiri Kongo attacking for only 20. This is the limpest this noodle has been the entire game. That's 2 triggers to pass. The first check, Kabuki Kongo, and the second, Hurai.
Oh my
putting
god.
Gold in trouble on his defensive turn as well.
Oh my god.
And Sakura Fubuki swinging in for 19, getting guarded by Canis. Now the question, does she have another 10?
No, but I do have a 15.
And that'll do it, folks.
Oh my god. I don't know if I can actually kill this turn.
Now we wonder. Now we wonder if Robin can break through a 6-card hand to deal 1 damage.
Worth a shot.
Attacking for 41, getting
Yep.
the last perfect guard thrown down. A heal trigger and a critical trigger. That double trigger might just be what she needs to take this game.
I'm hoping.
43, getting guarded by another perfect guard.
That should be enough, right? Yes! Let's go!
And game 1 goes to Robin.
Oh my god.
For those of you who are just tuning in, this tournament is a 2-deck event. As such, that means that Robin now has to switch to her other deck, which is Neo Nectar. And Gold may either keep playing Nubatama or switch to his second deck.
I don't know why, but the file name for these replays is going to be Bagel. Should I upload the replays now or after we finish all
You can just
games?
you can do them as you go, or you can just do them after.
All right, I'll probably just dump them all after the round
Yeah.
then.
All right, and heading into the second game of the match. Of course, Golden Pro brought Ranblue as his second deck.
Yeah, that's about what I expected out of this. Oh, that is so painful to look at.
Robin once again getting to go first. Or sorry,
Nope, not
Golden
this
Pro
time.
is actually going first this time, riding into Dandy Guy Romario, and I feel like now is the time to remind everyone that while Limited Fight is fought with only double rare and below cards, cards that were reprinted as double rare and below are also allowed. And Dandy Guy Romario was printed as a rare in Festival Collection. Oof. The early damage check of Negrabone could be a problem unless Gold checks a heal.
Interesting.
Riding over Romario with Captain Nightmist. I wonder if Gold is playing the Skeleton Sea Navigator in his list.
Oh, he
Using Romario, Dragon, Skull Dragon, and Greed Shade. Legendary. These are exactly the cards you want to see in your drop zone as a Grand Blue player. Calling down the Greed Shade. What'll his discard be? Discarding the Navigator. Interesting choice. Milling 2, hitting a trigger in the Navigator.
Well,
Globally add.
I mean, because worst case scenario, Greed Shade can just add back whatever he drops. Well, if he doesn't see a few more Greed Shades, that's good for me. Here comes the crit. Oh god, I'm safe for once. All right, so here's where some of the spicy plays of limited Neo Nectar come in. Because step one is that we have to run Timber because we don't have Sylvia. Okay. Now, step two is that we can actually do something with that. Because, good. Yeet, yeet. If you guys don't know, Standard Neo Nectar is really good at beating your face in early game. Uh, as demonstrated here. They did not lose that ability in limited fight. He is just not seeing his other skeleton bombers either, so that's good for me. Well, we're just gonna let that one happen. All right. Well, revenge. I declare this my revenge upon you. Um, yeah, she's not really doing anything right now. Eyes, but thinking. You can't outsass me. Top decking. Also, if you're talking, I cannot hear you. But this is this is the spice. This is the spice. This is indeed the spice. We got the top deck. I did it. So if you guys watch and aren't familiar with this deck, basically what happens is I make this lady big, right? And then she summons a clone of herself that copies her stats when it swings. So it is also big. It is a very large bigness that it contains. Thanks. Thanks, computer. That's useless information. I will be right back in just 1 second. I have to go do something real quick. I'll be like less than a minute. All right, we back. Hopefully. Okay, so we're gonna make a token. Oh, that's not where that goes. That's not where that goes. Tokens don't die when they die. Oop, I didn't mean to. Oop, that's what we call a spicy misclick, folks. Okay. So then what we're gonna do is call down Diane. We're gonna ditch this Maiden of We're gonna ditch this Orvel here. Because when it comes down to it, I think next turn's probably going to be my last shot at this, and Kaivon's going to be a bigger beater at that point. So then Diane lets me draw a card, and then my grade 3 Vanguard gets plus 5k. So that's pretty heckin' cool, right? Good, great, awesome, outstanding, amazing. And then we swing bigly. And then we swing bigly. All right, we don't get triggers, but we do snag a rewrite, which is very good indeed. And then this Flower Fairy token just becomes big. Big. It's only 1 damage, though. We don't have the boosted crit, because we didn't pull a crit, and we don't have the VR, because it's limited fight. We don't do that here. Neat. Oh, dear. Interesting. Well, I know that he probably wants to revive it, but I might as well swing at the Greed Shade just because. Because he's at 17 in drop, there's nothing to be gained more other than an extra 2k on Skull Dragon. And that's about it. So. And here we have Cocytus, but worse because it's a rare. Still a very good card, though. It's like half a Cocytus, basically. Alright, yep. Called that one on the Greed Shade. I think he had another Greed Shade in drop, though, didn't he? Did he actually? Yeah, he did, so that literally didn't matter. Night Mist, calling out Skull Dragon over itself. Yup, I'm a wizard! I am wizard! Of course I know what happened. Of course I know what happened, because it Grand Blue. Grand Blue most predictable deck all time. 28k, huh? Okay, so Skull Dragon's gonna be, big. Basically, I have to pray he doesn't get 2 crits and slap them both on Skull Dragon. Otherwise, I lose. So yeah. So let's see, if I do that, that's 1 to pass. Oh, and then I intercept, and it's 2 to pass, right? Yeah, and then I call the 2 tokens, retire all 3 tokens. We got strats for days, baby! Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh boy. Oh god. Oh my god! He does the thing and for once doesn't sack! Let's go! Let's go, baby! I'm gonna laugh if he swings this damn dragon at my token. That would be hilarious. Also semi-understandable. I want Dargan to punch my Vanguard. That would be cool. Mm-hmm. Cool. Big. Big boy. Okay. I'm gonna try leaving the call and rejoining and see if that fixes this. E. E. Is it working now? Alright. Well, since I'm gonna have the opportunity to make extra tokens, there's of course no reason to put my force markers on rear guard. So we're just gonna do this, and then that token I accidentally made before does this. Then we're gonna call out Antero, and he makes bigness happen. And it's really, really spicy. It's actually only plus 10k right now, but that's still that's still big. Discord is in fact being dumb, so I do apologize for that.
Was I even still coming through?
No, not for a while.
Okay.
No, I told you when you first stopped coming through, and I wasn't sure.
The Flower Fairy token functions like so. Your power? No, no, no.
My
Ow.
power.
So you see, I've noticed Golden Pro did not make any kind of effort to get rid of the Flower Fairy token on
No,
previous
he
turn.
didn't, which is kind of surprising because now I get to swing at minimum 343Ks, and I don't care that he has 2 PGs. That's still going to hurt.
He has 2 PGs, but he only has 6 cards in hand.
Yeah.
Each PG is going to cost him 2. So,
not to mention this.
minimum,
Not to mention
this
this
perfect
first
cards.
43. This first 43 is a 51.
At minimum, if he uses these perfect cards, he's going to be stuck with 4 cards with 2 cards in hand.
Yep.
Discarding Negra Bone. Now,
Interesting.
granted, one of Granblue's strengths, especially with Negrabone added to the deck, is playing off of these low hand values. But he did already use one of his Negrabones very early into the game. He seems to only have one in the drop zone at all. He used one Negrabone on his second turn, and one of them is in the damage zone, and he only has one in the drop zone. A heal
Yep.
trigger at a clutch moment.
Hmm.
This does prevent Robin from killing gold this turn. A 30k Sentinel as well as Mortal Mimic to guard that
Interesting.
attack.
This is going to be a really awkward turn for me defensively, but hopefully it doesn't go too horribly.
Robin is holding the perfect guard in the event of Skull Dragon.
In the event of, like that's a fact of life. It's going to
In the
happen.
fact of life of Skull Dragon.
It's Grand Blue. What else do they do? Like, Night Rose is the only deck that doesn't do, or that does do anything else.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Unless he goes for the Skeleton Bomber plays. No. Oh.
I don't think it's
Oh.
time for Skeleton Bomber yet.
Oh.
They're scared it.
Okay.
Gold's drop zone has 31 cards.
Okay.
Scaredick is online. Scaredick is online. For those of you who aren't familiar, Seabed Demon Beast Scaredick.
Is a very scary penis.
During the main phase, he can drop all of the cards in his hand if his drop zone is 30 or more cards. And Scaredick gains 30,000 power and 1 critical until the end of the turn. So it's not necessarily bigger than the Skull Dragon would have been, but it does.
But it has a crit. And that's what the problem is.
Is he using Skeleton Bomber as well? Oh, he's combining the Scaredick play with the Bomber play. And he healed the Bomber last turn, so now he gets to call all 4 of them.
I never thought I'd see Skeleton Bomber actually on the board, but you know what? Here we are. It happened.
Ladies
Life
and
is good.
gentlemen,
Memes
this is what
are
Limited
spicy.
Fight is all about. It's not every day you get to see 4 Skeleton Bombers on the field all at once, all of them gaining boost. So you see, you're not the only one who can boost and intercept. The only issue is that gold is running quite thin on cards in deck. That's 2 triggers to pass. The first is Dandy Gyro Mario. Reed Shade.
I do not know why he just did that.
Will Robin do? Taking the attack from the Bomber, and then using her perfect guard on Scaredick. The game is hers.
Oh my god.
I don't know if I can handle this amount of hype in round 1, folks. Golden Pro has decked out. The game is over. And with that, Robin has won her first round match in the irregular limited fight tournament.
It did it. I would just like to make it known that I did not test either of these decks before the tournament. I just came in and I was like, I wonder.
All
These are
right.
both really
so
fun decks to play, so.
I will report the scores.
I seem to be the only one that posted the replays. Then again, there were only 2 matches, so I guess only one other person would have.
would have had to post replays, yeah.
Yeah.
I will. Okay, so now this is the part where we go to check in on Bow Wow and Shulminha. It would appear that they are done. I will see how they are doing. They're
Yep, there
uploading
are
the
their
replays.
replays.
Bow Wow got 0-2'd by Shulminha.
Damn, we had 2 0-2s. That's interesting.
Interesting. The winner of most tournaments, Shulminha, and reigning champ Bow Wow facing off in the first round, and Shulminha coming to a outstanding victory. Now, let me issue the pairings for round 2. It is Bow Wow versus Golden Pro? Bow Wow versus Golden Pro. And of course, that means Robin
That means
versus...
I'm playing against you, right?
Oh, I'm not participating. You're paying against Shulminha.
That was a joke! It was a joke for the content! You threw away my content!
Sometimes you gotta steal the content. It's gone.
You know what? Sometimes you put a cheeseburger in the microwave, okay?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
What then?
That's it. That's the whole sentence.
Well, that is true. Sometimes you put a cheeseburger in the microwave. Ooh, Shulminha piloting his signature Ancient Dragon deck, it appears.
Not exactly how I would have liked for this game to start, but not the worst way to start either. I have grades, and that is good enough.
All right, Robin has moved back over to Genesis for game 1. Shulminha riding into his true Ancient Dragon, Albertail.
What's also interesting about this matchup is that we are the only people that are sharing a clan at the moment. We are both running Neos as one of our 2 decks.
You both brought Neonectar. However, you are playing distinctly different builds of Neonectar. Shulminha has a particular flavor of Neonectar that he's known for, and I truly hope we get to see it in this match. Prometheus checking the top 2. Now, of course, there are quite a few similarities between your lists, as there's only so many good Neonectar cards.
Yeah, Neos aren't a clan with massive waves of support.
Vanguard Prometheus swinging in and getting no guarded. Robin heals down to 0 and gives power to the other Prometheus, forcing a guard with a front trigger.
I'm a little curious what this list looks like since the actual boss they got was triple rare, which still drives me crazy.
Oh, you'd be surprised. I've played against this list and it's pretty functional.
I'm not expecting it to be like non-functional. I don't think it would like I'm not expecting anything in this tournament to just not function, but like
So basically, the takeaway with Ancient Dragons is you could be in a worse position. Me, folks, I'm adjusting the commentary booth. Moving into a much more comfortable place to commentate.
neat.
Mega Rex retiring and drawing.
Big.
You see, Mega Rex is quite possibly the last remains of Tachikaze's original strategy that exists within the Ancient Dragon deck.
I mean, Gigarex itself isn't the worst card. It just kind of it needs more stuff that builds a deck around swing really damn hard.
True. Heading into the Pyrethu. And
Interesting.
of course, calling down your sorcerer boy, checking the top three. And he adds a sorcerer, correct? He just adds any
Any
card.
card.
Interesting. Any card and puts the rest into the soul.
And I think the play from here is to just do this. Oh,
Shulminha has had some unfortunate luck on revealing front triggers so far. Using his quick shield to block Prometheus.
yep. Okay. I feel bad.
Oh my god.
I feel bad.
A double critical on
In
the
my
first
defense,
stage
I
return,
in my
going
defense,
directly into
I
Shulminha's
didn't
Wave
have the best
2.
trigger luck in my first round. This is more of the universe balancing itself than anything.
True Ancient Dragon Barrel Tops appearing. When Barrel Tops is placed, if you have an Ancient Dragon Vanguard, counterblast 1, draw 1, and gain 5,000 power.
Big boy.
Also, all the Ancient Dragons share the ability
Front
that
triggers are
when you
critical
check the front
triggers, but
trigger,
only the
they
first
become
time.
crits. There's another Mega Rex. Mega Rex can retire another rearguard to draw a card when it attacks. And that is Shulminha's way of cycling through the deck and attempting to gain additional power while doing so.
I sure do love bugs.
Oh my gosh. $13. There we go. That's much more like it. Abertail gains a permanent 5k during your turn if you have an Ancient Dragon. And here comes Barrel Tops.
I'm gonna let the first one hit for right now.
A Barrel Tops and a
There's
front
that.
trigger. That's +1 critical to Barrel Tops.
There are only 2 ancient dragons in the actual front row. It's the Arboros effect, but better because it came out a lot later. Arboros Grade
Carefree
1
can
does
call
pretty
the
much the
Ancient
same thing as
Dragon
this,
as rest.
but
If you
worse.
hit a Loneros, then you can actually chain it into another Ancient Dragon call. Or no, you cannot actually. A Loneros has to call from hand. Interesting. They balance these cards. They tried really hard to balance true Ancient Dragons.
Yep, and it's called as rest, meaning calling itself doesn't give it the ability to chain that either, unfortunately. Very, very fortunate for me, but like...
Unfortunately, yes, I know what you mean. Of course, Megarex going after the Revoluta. Megarex is attacking the Vanguard and retiring the other Megarex to draw. See, that's the thing about Tachikaze. They eat their guys, they eat your guys, they eat everyone.
Lord.
Someone would probably eat themselves.
How would one eat themselves?
Listen. Have you watched the new Animaniacs? Pinky poses that exact question. He's like, listen, if I ate myself, would I become twice as big, or would I completely disappear?
The answer to that question is yes.
Exactly. Of course, working hard to guard these attacks. Riding into another Pyrethu. Let's check out that soul. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards in soul. No triggers in there either. Good job.
Let's see what happens.
Calling down
now.
Canis to soul charge 2.
Ah, there we go. There's the first trigger.
Yep, there's a trigger. That is now 10 cards in Soul. There's now 10 cards in
Um,
Soul, as well as a 12 Soul Blast cost rather than 13.
Boing.
Fire through, returning Canis to call another Canis.
And to soul charge another one while we're at it, apparently.
Okay, so that is now a Soul Blast 11, 10, Soul Blast 10, which you have achieved.
Just in case I needed more Canis in my life. Got another one shoved into soul. Just in case that was needed.
Shoal's icon on Discord right now is actually the little gerbil or whatever that's on Canis's shoulder.
Oh, neat.
It is very cute. Using Pyre's skill, Soul Blasting 10 to give each of the columns plus 10, and Pyrethu 1 critical. Pyrethu going ahead and swinging in for 2 crits, dropping Savage Shaman as well as Brutosaurus to guard. That's a 2 to pass. A heal
Yeah.
trigger.
As much as I think it would be funny if I did that again, I don't think I will. Or I will. That's fine too.
Hmm. But sometimes it be like that. Like we were saying earlier in the stream, it applies additional pressure to your other columns. So does it
Yup.
really matter in the end? If Shoal can guard this and somehow call two true ancient dragons, then perhaps. Oof.
And it was
And
enough.
that's game one, which means we may. Shoal can either stick with true ancient dragons or switch to Neonectar, but Robin is going to have to switch to Neonectar.
I guess you could say you're planting that idea in the universe.
Which on one hand, Neonectar is a more rigidly tested list
Mine's not.
in general. You have not tested this list, but Neonectar in general is more tested than sorcerers are.
Also, I mean, the concept for this Asha deck has been around for a lot longer, and it's almost just the normal deck.
Yep.
So, like the only difference, like one of the biggest differences, is the lack of VR, and then also the fact that I'm running Timber instead of Sylvia.
Say, viewer, have you ever wanted to play a 3 attack force deck? Well, now you can without feeling bad about it. Come try Limited Fight.
To be fair, there have been 3 attack decks in semi-recent history that have done pretty decently.
Yeah, like I feel like so like the ones I can
Namely
think of are
Royals.
like
Royals
MLB.
are really good at being 3 attack and not caring that they're 3 attack.
Yeah. So it looks like Shoal is sticking with this true ancient dragon deck. Um, I forgive me, everyone. I should have done this before we started the second round, but I'm gonna get some water.
Ah. Ooh, Mega Rex. Ooh, the double Mega Rex. But do we have ways to profit off of that? That is the question. And the answer is not fully no. Okay, well, I am on to pass, and if it hits, I'm sad. Okay, cool. Okay, who do we ride? Can I make a token? No, so I don't want to ride you. But it would also, I mean, literally all of these are a waste to ride. This is just not happening, though. Well, to be fair, I can just Diane. No, because I want to save the Diane. So I think we're just going to ride Kaivant for right this second. Oh, I actually did have a way to make a token, but you know what? That's fine. It's fine. I could just go full in on the rush, but I don't think we're gonna do that just yet. Not quite. All right, here's the damage trigger. Called it. I cry. You know what? We're swinging it anyway. I don't care. I like having my cards sideways at the end of the turn, and I'm not playing against old school Mega Colony. What do you think this is?
I think the funniest thing to ever happen to Mega Colony is the fact that in Zero, one, it doesn't matter if you rest your stuff or not; they'll rest it for you. And two, stand triggers don't stand your units on the opponent's turn.
Oh, they don't in Zero. I just don't like Zero compared to the actual game. It's
Yeah,
just
I
not as
like
fun.
I like Paper Vanguard. I like Paper Vanguard a bit more than Zero, but I do have fun with Zero. Zero's a decent time.
Zero's fun, just not to be like.
Not Yeah, not the same kind of fun. Like not I come to Zero for something a little bit different than I come to the TCT4. You know?
I come to Zero for what like I come to Zero for what standard haters claim standard is.
Yeah.
Like that's the best way I can put it. Ah yes, Beak
Speaking of
Boy.
which, if you haven't done your dailies today,
I haven't done my dailies in
here's
like
your
three
reminder to do your
months.
dailies, Stat.
Ooh, spicy.
But yes, I've tried very hard to play and keep up with Zero, mainly just because one, I want to see where it goes. Two, mobile game seems like a really easy way to get the name Card Fight Vanguard into the mainstream.
Yeah, my biggest issue with it though is I mean it kind of a lot of people think that coming into standard or premium is going to be anything like Zero, and crit is once per turn. Yeet and yeet.
So
Cool.
the
I'm
true
gonna
Ancient
die.
Dragons are now displaying their true power. They have checked the front trigger. Every single one of them gains an additional critical. Of course, Terra Feed activating his skill on hit, calling an Abertail to the rear guard.
Yeah, there's literally nothing I can do unless I check another defensive here. I either dump literally everything or I die, and I still don't have a grade 3. So that's fun. Okay.
Oh, there's a big problem, but there's a lucky heal trigger,
Still
making both
don't
of
have
these
a grade
attack
3.
only 10k guards. Lacerate Rex can Soul Blast 1 and add that equip gauge that it had before it retired to its hand. Interesting. Abertail swinging in. And finally, Hefty Racco.
I actually just whiffed.
Oof, a whiffed G assist in
Uh-huh.
game 2.
Uh-huh.
Oh, rest in peace. Clearly, an offensive strategy is not going to get us where we need to be here. Interestingly enough, Hefty Racco gets +5 on an additional rear, even on the opponent's turn. Calling down Diane for the drop and draw. And swinging with the Kaivant Diane column.
Mm-hmm.
attempting to hammer the Vanguard. Hefty-Rako intercepts the last attack, and it's over to Shul Minha. Placing down the Hefty-Rako. Barrel top swinging in. And
I'm out of
there's the
heals.
front trigger.
Yeah,
That's
no, I'm out of
too
heals. The other two are in
critical.
my hand.
And with that, we have to move into game 3. The tasteful Ratoon versus the adorable Ozu. Let's go. Different choices and starters for different people. That was one of the things I liked about Standard was by having the starters be all the same, it made it a lot easier for people to just pick a starter based on personal preference. For example, if they print a Spring Breeze or a if they print a Sagramore grade 0 starter for Standard, yeah, you best believe all the other starters are going to have to sit down. A Neonectar Mirror match. Maiden of Happy Fawn and Maiden of Sweetberry both calling plant tokens on Shul Minha's turn. Kella using her Counterblast 1 to call 2 plant tokens. Calling Maiden of Sweetberry. Sweetberry calls another plant token. A board just full
Big
of tokens.
for turn 2 in
Swarming
Limited
with
Fight,
plants.
at least.
15 at the Vanguard.
Damage
It
trigger.
no guarded, and it hits.
Oh my
with
god,
no
there wasn't a damage trigger! Life is not pain yet! Yet, keyword
which
yet.
allows Robin to keep swinging at the Vanguard, this time with a plant token boosted by Sweetberry, getting it guarded because going to 2 damage on turn 1 feels kind of bad.
Imagine,
and dropping
imagine getting assaulted by potted plants.
I'm sure a lot of premium players can relate to that experience. Sunlight Garden's Guide coming down, calling out 2 more plant tokens, filling Shul Minha's board to a similar extent.
It's the most overrated card this clan has ever seen. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just it's nowhere near as good as it people made it out to be when it first came out. Even then, it wasn't.
Yes, I feel like in Limited you still play this card, but
I don't.
I still feel like this is a 1 or 2 of in the deck at least, but it doesn't start your place.
You know, it's definitely not a bad card. Like, it is good. It's just not. It's not the be all end all that people want you to think that it is.
Yeah, Sunlight Garden's Guide is still a card that you play, but we also have to remember that it is not a starter. It is an extender.
That's just saddening.
Oh, the damage check of 2 more Ashas. I noticed you've decided to play Orvel in your deck.
Mm-hmm.
Any thoughts on why?
It's a beat stick
So
if I need one on turn 3.
yeah, it combos with the Flower Fairy token, I guess. Do you need? Oh, you're counterblasting because you get 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sacking 3 plant tokens for the Asha's Flower Fairy token. Now, the unfortunate thing about Flower Fairy is it cannot be boosted actually because
I mean, they can
uh,
be. They just don't get anything out of it.
yeah,
What's interesting is that if you have an effect that on boost gives power to the boosted unit, that will apply because you choose the order your autos resolve in. So, but just a raw boost does
yes,
nothing. Neat.
a
Um,
draw trigger. Will
I
it go
think
to
33
Kaivant
will
or
be
the
big enough for
Vanguard?
that.
Going to Kaivant and checking another Musketeer friend on Taro. For those of you in chat wondering why the Flower Fairy token cannot be boosted or it cannot get anything for boosting, um, after you boost is when Asha's Flower Fairy token activates its auto ability.
Yep. Which is why, like I said, if you have an auto that activates on boost and then gives power to the boosted unit, that works. But otherwise, you get nothing.
All right. Will we see? Will we see the patented combo? What kind of marker did Shulminhan pick today? Force 2. Is he here? Is he here? Fruit, a Swords Dragon. Fruit, a Swords
Large.
Dragon gains power equal to all of the Grade 0 rearguard's original powers. First, Shulminha playing a lot more to the weaknesses of your deck than Golden Pro did, actually trying to attack the Flower Fairy token. Even swinging with the Vanguard of the Flower Fairy token. Checking 1, checking 2. Critical trigger, which can go all on Fruitosaurus Dragon, meaning that Fruitosaurus Dragon is swinging for 3 critical and is getting perfect guarded.
I mean, I got one. Why not use it?
Interestingly enough, Shulminha has chosen to play Trailing Rose Fruitosaur rather than Trailing Rose Asha, as Fruitosaur Dragon is just a very powerful rearguard and potentially Vanguard later in the game that can just swing with extra criticals on the Force 2 markers with all of the power of all of your plant tokens.
Yeah, this hand is not going well for me this game. Yep.
Triggers on Robin's end. Running the Sweet Berry, turning to attack Fruitosaurus Dragon. And it gets guarded. Riding into the Fruitosaurus, just like I mentioned, gaining the power on the Vanguard circle as well. Plus 20,000 to both Fruitosaurus, each of them possessing an additional crit. Moving Kaivant from the board with the plant tokens, and coming in with the Vanguard swing. First check, no trigger, and second check, no trigger. That's 2 damage checks for Ali, checking a
And
defensive
that
and
kills
a
all my
healing. Yeah.
rewrites.
The second Fruit of Sorts Dragon coming in for 38 with the additional critical. And now it's Robin's turn. Calling down Kella. Carrying Kella. And 2 tokens to make a second Ashit's Flower Berry token. Calling down Irminsul just to net an additional draw and 5,000 power on the Vanguard, as well as an Ontero to net an additional 10,000, and then Diane 5,000 to the Vanguard and 1 draw. So now Asha has buffed herself to 51. If she sees some triggers here,
nope.
Minha's going to be in trouble. Instead, simply 2 grade 3s. Minha's going to have to guard 2 43 swings. The second one is going to get a little bit easier for him. With that, it's over to Shul Minha. We got trouble. There's an unknown card and 2 grade 3s in hand, unfortunately. Calling down Kaivant. Kaivant gaining power. Check.
Nope.
Oof. And that match goes to Shul Minha at 1-2. But that was excellent play on both players' parts. That was a really fun match to watch. Because I remember.
I can tell you right now that neither of those games with Neos were fun. I couldn't do anything.
Let's check in on. Okay. So Bow Wow won 2-0 against Golden Pro. And Golden Pro has decided to drop, which means Shul Minha is going to get a 2-0 against Golden Pro. And you're playing Bow Wow. All right, let's see. I had already forgotten what Bow Wow decided to bring this time. And it looks like he's playing Aqua Force, which he used last tournament as well. Okay, Wheel Assault coming down. Wheel Assault can counterblast one, draw one, and then force a call from the hand. So it's Battle Siren Naressa. Naressa, when rested, can Soul Blast one and gain 10,000 power. Oh, and stand herself. That's crucial. Naressa comes in and scores a hit. Unfortunately, Ashwa, a neat combo piece, ends up in the damage zone. Ooh, the Ashwa Palmetto combo as well. Ashwa can go into the soul and put a force marker directly on the Vanguard. And Palmetto can draw. Of course, this means that the Ashwa on Vanguard gets an extra 10. Oh, ouch. Bow Wow having to G assist for grade 3. Now I'm certain this is a list that he's played in previous tournaments, but I am trying to remember. Oh yes, Naval Gazer Dragon.
Because
Naval Gazer
Aquaforce
Dragon
doesn't have
is
a lot to work with as far as grade 3s go in this format.
he has one more like interesting grade 3 in this deck, and I hope we see it because I thought it was neat when I first read it.
Was it the one that came with all the Blue Wing stuff?
Don't think that was the one. No.
Okay.
Speaking of which, Blue Wing grade 3 when?
I don't know.
Wouldn't it have been really funny if they were like, if when they were like clan selection, they said, "Here's Blue Wing grade 3."
I would have been okay with that.
I've already forgotten what they're getting instead. I'm gonna go check.
Aren't they getting something from season 3?
Probably they're probably getting like Transcore because a couple of decks just like got their break red card again. Clan selection plus Vanguard.
Ooh, that's
okay.
disconnect.
So let's see.
I didn't even get to grade 3. My hand.
Did something crash again?
Yeah.
Hold on.
I seem to be the only one here again.
Again?
Yeah, let me go check the main room. There are less people than normal here. I don't know.
Okay, so I'm going to inform him that area did crash again because it just crashed for me too.
Ah.
So if he would like to run it back, then he can.
Yeah, I'd like to actually play a game.
Amazing, right? The day I say, yeah, I'll host a tournament, area crashes twice.
Yup. So remember when I said that I'd be fighting you? I want to play one more actual game before I go do the other thing
Yeah,
and then end
yeah, I
stream.
can. There he is telling us to go to TTS.
No.
Listen, I was like, okay, I feel like hosting a tournament because finals week is over, but I can't host it on the weekend because Card Fight Con, and I wanna be seeing how everybody's dealing with that.
Mm. Yeah, no, so I guess we'll just play a game or two, and then I was gonna go poke through the new DBS reveals that got revealed today, and then end
Yeah, and I
stream.
was probably just gonna go chill. Oh my gosh, I don't actually know what any of these limited lists are. I'm just gonna pick one and be like, I hope this works. Because the thing is, it's been a while since I actually played limited myself.
Yeah, this is the first time that I've played limited in several months. Because
I
I'm
remember
trying to
this
think of
deck
what
being
was the
fun.
what was the last set that was out when I last played limited. That's the question.
So you know what? Let me build something now. I'll see.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it was set 8 was the last time that I actually played limited fight. So, that's neat.
See here, we'll open this clan. You're a cute starter.
I think every clan has at least one of those now. Yeah, there was one card that I thought about running, and I ended up not, just because it didn't seem worth it. And I'm not 100% on whether or not I should have run it. It would not have mattered enough to change anything tonight, so I don't feel terrible about it. Also, I hate the fact that the single best grade 1 this deck has access to is a promo.
I'm thinking about the fact that we've had 5 tournaments and Shull has won 3 of them, so he still gets to be victor of most tourneys. Speaking of which, I should probably go ahead and do the reigning champ roll handoff. Edit rolls. We move this one away, and then we find Shull. Where is he? Just gonna scroll through chat because he's yeah. There we go. Edit rolls. Reigning champ. There you go.
This one. Did you see the new Smash reveal?
Yeah, I'm actually really conflicted on this one because it's like, Sephiroth's cool and all, but if we were gonna get another Final Fantasy rep, I would have preferred one from a non-7 game. You know?
Seven's the one that people know characters from, so it does make sense from that perspective.
Yeah, but then
Although
also
although
like,
I use the
it
phrase
doesn't
"know
really matter all that
characters
much how
from" very
mainstream.
loosely because all people know that haven't actually played the game is probably Cloud and Sephiroth. So, see, there's that.
Okay, so on one hand, I saw your post about more villains in Smash, and I was
We
like,
need
yeah,
more.
fair. And I was like, yeah, fair. Sephiroth does fit the bill, but also, I just think Kefka would have been sick. Okay,
I don't know who that is.
Kefka is the villain from Final Fantasy VI,
Understandable. Have a nice day.
and the reason I say one of the ones from six is because six was a Nintendo exclusive. Yeah, they're
Oh.
like everything from 1 through 6 was a Nintendo exclusive. So they could have even, you know what, Final Fantasy IV is pretty iconic, especially the DS remake for being notoriously harder than every other Final Fantasy game. So they could have.
There's
I
one
would have liked
that I
somebody from
know
4.
got pretty known because of the number changing in the across
Yeah,
nations.
4 and 6 both had that happen to them. They were
Yeah.
2 and 3 in the English releases.
Yep.
It's
To be
really
fair,
funny that
that's
they
still
decided
not
to
as bad
finally
as
get
the
their act
titling of
together
the
for
GBA
7.
collection of Mario games.
Oh yeah.
Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Brothers 3. 'Cause, good.
Yeah. I think it's a promo. Let's see here. See, I'm trying to figure out if the last 2 slots should be dedicated to stupid Unga Bunga cards, or if there's anything I'm missing. Thinking, thinking. Yeah, we can just go stupid, go crazy. It doesn't matter much right now. All right, there we go. And I'll go into this room. There you are. No, you're not.
Nope, nope, you don't see me. I'm not anywhere. I'm gonna go get sleeves. Oh, oh, my area may have died. My area seems to have committed death because now people aren't loading in.
Oof.
There was someone moving up there before. They are they stopped moving and no one's spawning in other rooms, so that's cool. High quality. High quality application. Only the highest of quality. Yeet. I go get sleeve now.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, hide in the corner.
This is just where I always stand. Yeah, that's not the correct deck at all. That wasn't even a limited fight deck. Okay. So, small problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, my decks are gone.
What the heck?
Yep, those two decks deleted themselves. No, they did not.
How?
No, they did not, actually. They just aren't. Alright, let me restart area. That's wonderful. I don't know. They're in the folder. Oh, there we go. Now it's on the right deck. I don't understand how these things happen.
I love how my sleeve zone area have been Blaster Blade Liberator for this long because they won't just like give me another Gold Paladin sleeve. Which, like, usually I just change the sleeves in my pictures in my files and I don't care about it. But sometimes I just want other people to see my sleeves.
Well, see, what you can do then is flex the Blaster Blade Liberator to other people and then change it for yourself.
Yeah,
Easy
that's true. I
solution.
could do that. Let's see here.
Like if I were to do that, I would probably replace these sleeves
Yeah,
because even though they're default sleeves, I still like them.
put 3 down. Hmm. Yeah, problem solved. Heads or tails?
We're gonna go with the thing that ostriches like to bury.
Sweet, I'm first.
I'm sad.
Stealth Dragon, Adobe Spike.
Stealth Dragon
Adobe Spike, where'd
Adobe
you go?
Flash Player.
Stealth Dragon, Adobe Spike. There we
Adobe
go.
Flash Player.
Draw. Right. Wait, I just realized I instinctively put a Taka in here. Can this just be like a freaking vanilla or something?
Sure.
Sweet. I don't feel like going back to change it.
That's not a triple rare, it's an SP.
Yeah. I just reflexively put in a Taka because I was like, I don't know what else to play.
I almost reflectively put in the grade 1 version of Prometheus. And then I was like, oh crap, that's a promo.
No guard.
Okay. You know,
I will gladly take this just being an 8/10 vanilla card for my actions. Righto, left arrestor, call,
Ah.
center arrestor.
Ah.
Vanguard attack,
Ah.
attack,
One to pass.
drive check. Oh,
Okay. Well, this is certainly a hand. Um,
you know what? I asked if I could build a TCG player cart for Christmas, and I think because Dueling Dragons are just like so cheap, I'll just build that in there too.
fair enough.
Because it was gonna be Blau. It was gonna be Blau, but then I was like, Galaxy Blaus are $5, and I need to be extra sure because Gurgit is gonna cost money. Like I'm probably not even gonna buy grade 3 searchers. That's
Yeet.
how sure I need to be.
Yeah, I really don't like how expensive they've gotten, but the problem is that like this year printing has gotten so much less, and on top of that, the game's still growing, and on top of that, these are cards that almost every deck in the game wants.
Yeah. Because
Like,
here's the thing, right? Is like there were a bunch of people who were like, oh, Vanguard's gonna die and blah blah blah, and it's like, no, it's not dying. Every set is selling out. They
yeah.
are selling. They are selling more than they are expecting to.
Yeah, no, Bushiroad thinks Vanguard's going to die. That's why there's so little product. And they're
No
probably
guard.
scared to sell more.
Like they actually reran VBT09 in particular because of that sort of thing.
Well, and part of the
Um,
problem is too, like, this happened with DBS. Sometimes card game companies, they will print a set way too much. It'll sell well, but they overprint it massively, and then they get scared and wait a while to start printing decent amounts again. This happened with Dragon Ball Super. They had, I think it was 3 sets in a row that they just printed too much of. They all sold well, but there was just so much supply sitting, and then the next 2 sets were like severely underprinted, and every set since those two has still been pretty underprinted, and it really sucks.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You're how I learned DBS was still going because in my area in particular, DBS died off.
Yeah, in my area in particular, Digimon is killing Vanguard right now.
Rip.
Yeah.
In my case, all of the Vanguard players do play Digimon, but they haven't stopped playing Vanguard either.
I mean, they haven't technically stopped in my case, but they never talk about it, and they talk about Digimon like every day.
Yeah,
So
we're all playing Digimon, but also we did just talk about like Blitz of clan selection.
I've seen the mechanics, and I have no interest. So
Yeah, I think the game's mad fun. It's clearly suffering from some early card game design issues because it
because it's
doesn't have
early card
enough
game
mechanic
design.
space. Yeah. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna take the damage from Zontethu and search two arresters from the deck.
Neat.
Just gonna play right. Let's see two arresters with different names. Now we're just gonna
Does
call
it?
two rights
It does not. That's neat. Wait, why two rights?
because
Are you out of lefts?
because because I have left in hand, and also there is the issue of okay. We're also gonna call backward,
Ah.
but there
Wouldn't
is there
it
is
would
the
have been
issue
a
of
it would
I'm
have been
about
a
to be out of
huge
soul.
it would have been a huge dick move if they made Zantethu basically just be like, "Nah, you need to search grade 2s."
Yeah,
That would have been such a dick move.
that would have
I'm
just.
glad they
I
didn't.
don't even know if
It would
backward
have been
arrestor is.
hilarious, but it would have been very rude.
I don't even know if backward arrestor is good enough to like remain here, but like I didn't know what else to put in, so I'm playing backward arrestor and seeing
I
what
mean, it
happens.
probably is just because everything better is probably a higher rarity. It's an arrestor name. It soul
Yeah.
charges for left. Actually, yeah, no, this is just
Yeah. No.
good.
Actually,
This
no.
is
This is super good.
forget about in limited fight. This is just good for dueling dragons.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna give the power to Van, left, and the bright without a booster, and then all of the arresters are gonna gain +5.
See, this is why we don't let Twilight Sparkle play Vanguard.
And then central arrester gains 5 for each of your other arrest. Bruh!
Uh huh. Uh huh. Yeah, no. See, a lot of people did not realize that that's what that said when people were running this in Hyuga. And
Did I start giving out +5s yet? I don't think I did. I gave one to central, and then right, right, backward, and left. Wow. Now
yep.
I can see why this deck is like. Now I can see why people were like, "Yeah, I can
I
play
thought
Zantetsu."
about playing Murakumo, and I was like, no, I want to play stuff that I haven't.
And then you can like maybe play Shirayuki in this if you cut book. Like, whoa, okay.
That just sounds like hell to play against.
Zantetsu, Vanguard attack.
You know what? No guard. Let's do it.
First check. Heal trigger, power to right arrestor, and we heal. Sweet, that's another Zantetsu use.
Oh
Second check, no trigger.
yay! All right.
Right arrestor, attack the Vanguard.
No bully.
Um, backward arrestor lets me soul charge one, and then gives this attack another 10.
Yeah, we're just gonna take that one. Oh, yay!
You still
I
have to
I
guard this
know, but
one.
I actually made you need the Soul Blast for both of these to
Yeah,
still hit.
and then Central goes in.
Yeah, I'll just take that one.
Oh, outstanding! I'm big fan.
Yup.
Thank thank you Murakumo. Very cool.
Yup. We're just gonna do some of the boings real quick, and then we're gonna do this. I hate everything about everything right now.
Nice.
I hate everything about everything. Neat.
Okay, so I'm thinking. Okay, so the OG Dueling Dragons, they didn't get any sort of limit break thing or anything. I was thinking about it for a second because I was like, huh, what if you use this as a limit break enabler? But that's not a thing you can do.
I mean, you can, it just
I mean, you can. It's
wouldn't
just they don't
work
have any limit
because
break.
this engine is massive and nothing with limit break works with it. But you theoretically could.
Two to pass.
Neat. See, I don't get triggers. That's fine. We're gonna
I
slap
keep
everything
forgetting to
over
do
there.
the There's like an optional area update that because they bugged the shield thing in in one of the more recent updates. So like it only shows me the shield if
Boing.
I'm also in battle phase.
Oh, nice. Yeah, no, I got that because I didn't need to be like mega annoyed every time I guarded.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, I'll do the math. So I just always forget to do it.
I
But
usually do
with
the
the
math and then I'm like, oh, cool. But like if I were to just not see the numbers going up, sometimes it would just annoy the hell out of me. So,
yeah,
you know. Oh,
it's broken today.
area's broken today. That's fine. I don't think I was living another turn.
Yeah, I'll look in the CFA Discord and see if anybody is just like talking about that in general or
Yeah,
something.
well, I think that what I'm gonna do is head out, look at the DBS cards, and then end stream, and then eat, because I hunger for
Mm-hmm.
food.
Oh,
Um,
I see. I see. There's people who are like, oh, maybe they're updating soon. Maybe that's it.
well, cause a set dropped today,
Yeah,
so
a set dropped
yeah.
today in English, and also I don't think they added the Saint Guard cards yet.
I didn't know a set dropped today in English. I know one dropped in Japan today,
Or
though.
hold on, what dropped today in English? Is
Uh,
Saint
I
Guard
don't,
today?
I don't know what dropped today in English. I just know fish dropped in
Or
Japan
I mean,
today.
what dropped today in Japanese? I mean, is
Japanese
Saint
was
Guard
fish.
today?
I
Oh,
don't. Sandguard might have
fish.
dropped, but we have all
Okay.
the reveals, so that'll be in the update.
Yeah, yeah. I thought I because I remembered Saint Guard being like a week or two ago because I remember seeing deck profiles on it already, like with physical cards.
Yeah, Sandguard doesn't drop for another month in English, but yeah, no,
Yeah.
in Japan that dropped a couple weeks ago.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, I thought it was weird that I didn't remember having to do an update for it because they just didn't do one.
Well, yeah, because it was a really small set. I don't think we got one for MLB either, but the MLB Japan came out I think at the same time as Setties,
Yeah,
didn't it?
yeah, because like they both happened to line up with like main set releases.
Yeah. Okay, so speaking of set releases in JP and English, can we just
Oh, hold
take a
on a
moment
second.
can we just take a moment to talk about the fact that Bang Dream,
Sorry, you can go now.
Bang Dream.
Oh yeah.
There is no reason whatsoever for that set to be anywhere near as delayed as it was.
Yeah, I don't know why they were just like, we're not gonna like. I feel
Okay,
bad for
okay,
Bang Dream,
so
right?
have you seen the Scott the Woz Chibi Robo Ziplash video?
Yeah.
They did that to title boosters. They released 2 title boosters that sucked. Like competitively sucked. No one in outside of Japan knew what these things were. There was no reason to buy them. So they didn't sell. So they released the third one, and they don't release it in English, and, whoops, oh well. So then they go to Bang Dream, and it's like, nah, it's a crossover set. And it's something people know that play the English format, and it was half of the set was tier freaking 1.
Yeah, it makes me feel so bad for Bang Dream, right? Because those were relevant decks when they came
3
out.
of them were strong. One of them was solid, and 2 of them weren't awful. Like, none of them were bad.
Like none of the Bang Dream decks were actually horrible, and it makes me feel so bad because
No,
it's
yeah,
like
Pastel and Poppin' Party only really had consistency issues. If you high rolled, they still had the power level of like low end meta decks, which is
I feel
still
like
good.
at this point they're all still like
I th- I
so
think I think that Raw's Hello Happy and Afterglow still have some level of use.
here's how I tend to define like valid decks in Vanguard, right? So you've got your tier 1 and tier 0. Tier 0 usually just being like, this is the deck that we've decided is best. It's not usually leaps and bounds above every other deck. Like, Luard was tier 0 leaps and bounds above, and then the main got restricted, and now it's tier 0 like it would normally be. It's not it is
Un-
the
un-
best
un-
deck, but it's not unbeatable.
Unpopular opinion: Standard has not had a true tier 0 meta.
Mm, you know
In
what? You're
in my
you're
te-
right, because
in
it's
my
usually
testing,
two
there
decks
are
that's the
decks
problem.
that do have a shot against Luard.
Yeah, you're
Luard is
right
the closest.
because
Luard is the closest we've come to a tier 0 meta, and it's the
yeah,
only one that I will even think about conceding that maybe it was, but I don't agree that it was.
yeah, like you're right, mainly because it's usually two decks that are the problem,
Yeah.
and
Well,
as such, it
also,
becomes a
what
lot
was
harder
funny with
getting tier
Luard
0
is
format.
that if you ended up going first against Luard playing Susano, usually the game would end with somebody decking out. Like, consistently in my testing, Susano Luard ends in deck out, and I do not know why this happens. If Susano goes first, somebody decks out, and if it goes
But
second,
like, I understand why
it
Susano
loses.
would deck out, but why is Luard decking
Because
out?
Luard just digs through its deck over and over again. Luard searches as much as Susano draws.
But I think so. Here's my thought process. Right? Is so you have your tier 0 in quotes, right?
Yeah, which is
Which is
usually
like
just the high end of tier 1, but
yeah, which is
if
like
it
officially speaking, that's just high end tier 1. That is just
yeah,
like the deck that we go. This one is the most consistent and has the highest chance of winning right now.
yeah,
Then you've got your tier 1, which is every other deck that people think of when they think meta deck. But then you've got your tier 2, and this tier is often ignored in Vanguard. There are a lot of rogue decks that can just steal a win here and there.
yeah,
And that's where I think Bang Dream is going to be when it comes out in English.
absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, to be fair, like, what's coming out in English before that, actually?
Um,
I think
Skurgid and Fish, and then Clan Selection.
Daigo's also dropping before it, I think, right?
Yeah, and Daigo.
Yeah.
Which I guess that's also where Sankguard goes,
Is
honestly.
it both clan selections, or will there only be one when Bang Dream drops?
We're I think we're getting one and then Bang Dream and then the other.
Okay. So, I mean, realistically, I guess it depends on what's in those where Bang Dream's gonna sit, but I mean, Roz is still a really solid deck for being a 3 attack deck.
Yeah.
Like even now, because their columns aren't the biggest, but they're all 2 crit. And that's while you have Force 1.
But that's why but yeah, so like I remember a while ago I made like during DBT 10, I made like a tier list or whatever, right? And of course, my like my like my S and A were what you'd expect them to be. It was things like it was Luard and S, and then it was like Night Rose and like Vanquisher and whatever else. But then I also had like the B tier, which I labeled as like semi viable, and that was huge.
Yeah, no, exactly. Standards, and I mean, what's also interesting about standard is that whether people want to accept it or not, there are a lot of clans where there are multiple different decks that play differently that are good at the same time, and
Year one standard was
there is not always a clear choice between those two decks. Bang Dream proved that.
yeah. So I'd say Mordred has like just officially fallen out of that viable tier, but only because every other clan keeps being Mordred.
Yeah,
Like, why would you play Mordred when you could play Spike and
Mordred, but without
Cyclone?
any like specific restrictions to it.
Yeah, why would you play Mordred when you could just play Rising Nova with Spike and Cyclone?
I mean, hell, like the Astral Poet deck is basically a different take
Why
on
would you
Mordred.
play Mordred when you can play Astral Poets?
Astral Poets are cooler, more fun, better.
And like I say this as somebody who's like a fan of Blaster Dark because I read lore and whatnot.
I mean, yeah,
Why
but
would you play
if you
Mordred?
want to play a deck with Blaster Dark, you know what's still decent with Blaster Dark in it?
You can play MLB.
MLB.
I still have that deck. It's right here.
I also love how people
Like
complained
and like
when we had the
MLB.
MLB English date announced. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, it's gonna be so irrelevant because of Night Rose." It wasn't. It was not. It was still good. It was still very damn good.
Yeah, it's
So was Alt
it's
Mile by
fallen
that
from
point, actually.
like I'd say now on the horizon of um what is the Gurgit set? 11 or 12?
12, because that's the Gavriel
12.
set,
Yeah, because 11 is Blue Storm Cavalry.
which is probably the
But
least impactful set we've had in a while as far as the meta goes.
honestly, yeah. But like I'd say with BBT 12 on the horizon, MLB has officially fallen to like the middle of that rogue deck that can steal a win tier. Like now I think MLB is a lot less good, but it was still pretty
Yeah,
good
but
around set
when Night
9.
Rose dropped, that was still trucking along just fine.
Yeah. Dude, I had somebody at my locals who was like literally he was like, "Oh, MLB just loses to Protect X or whatever." And then he played me with Shahara and I went 4-1.
Okay, to be fair, that's actually a matchup that I could very much see MLB losing.
Yeah, he's just not good.
Okay, understandable. But no, I mean, like, no. Like, unless the Protect deck is just a really good Protect deck, it doesn't win just by being Protect.
Yeah.
The only Protect deck that's going to beat MLB just by being Protect is the same one that beats every 3 attack deck by being Protect. Witches.
Yeah,
Because
listen.
because the only reason witches even do that, and they don't even have a lot of punching power. They generally just stall you out by saying, "No, I have 30 PGs. Thanks, come again."
You mean you have 15 PGs?
No, there are 30. I just discard 15 of them.
But I think that I like I like the MLB matchup against a lot of decks. I ended up actually could have pulled my MLB deck right now and talk about it for a bit. But I ended up cutting some of the draw sentinels in favor of crit sense. I think I'm playing 2 and 2. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm playing 2 and 2 because the issue with MLB is that it loses to multi-attack decks. If your opponent has a lot of large multi-attacks that you can't guard, then you have an issue. So instead, I played a couple of vanilla draws and also crit sentinels to increase the number of cards in my hand and the raw shield value that's there without having to discard for it.
And then you run into that one hero player.
And then I run into that one hero player, and it's all worth it.
No, then you run into that one hero player, and you have to dump 3 massive shield values.
Gosh, I keep thinking about hold on.
My favorite moment
Are
in
spinning valiants still $1?
possibly, I don't know. My favorite moment playing heroes was when I was playing against Godhand, when Godhand first dropped.
Mm-hmm.
I had 3 Girly Dolly in my front row.
Oh my god.
He hits triple front, and I'm sitting here on like a 7-card hand, and I'm just like, no, 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 all with 1 card.
Spinning valiants are $2 and nothing else in the hero deck is passing 1.
I was gonna say that I'm surprised Stylish Hustler hasn't started going up. Like, even though it's a rare, it's old enough at this point. But I guess Novas just aren't doing anything right now for it to go up.
Yeah, Stylish Hustler like legitimately looks like it's a decent card.
It's really good. The issue right now is Nova Grapplers, I guess.
Like my thing is, it's not insane. It's just like it just pulls your retire toward it first.
It's also a massive beat stick.
Does it get big? And attacks gets plus 3
for
for each
free.
card in your damage zone. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like that first skill is like neat, but all it does is like make it a retire lightning rod.
They could remove that first skill, and Hustler still would have seen as much play as it did, honestly.
Yeah. Which like isn't an insane amount, but it was played.
I mean, every Novelist runs it, up until I guess maybe Victor, and even then, it's not bad in Victor, because again, large.
Blau probably doesn't run it because they're too busy being like Blau.
They're too xenophobic, but they came at the same time as Victor, so we still live in a world where Stylish Hustler is worth running. Also, heroes need it for the numbers.
Yeah, they literally heroes have to play it because it's a hero card.
Yeah, it's a hero that gets big. They lack both of those things.
You know what I think is really funny? The way TCG player writes the clan, race, and nation. I'm looking at the write up for Stylish Hustler right now, and it doesn't list it as a hero because it lists it as a human.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no, the hero cards that are dual race are only listed as like their non-hero race.
Wow.
So you can't even try to find heroes on
That's bad.
Oh my gosh. Even Battledore Fighter, hero poster boy. You know, we live in such a world when like Battledore Fighter is still a better hero boss than than Spinning Valiant is.
No, it's not.
Have you tried Counterblasting 4?
Yes, I have. And when it goes off, it usually kills. And when it goes off and you hit a single front trigger, it always kills.
I mean, that's true, but also Counterblasting 4 seems pretty bad. Hey.
Because
okay,
it is, but the thing
prices?
is, by the time Battledore matters, you've Counterblasted 4 and Soul Blasted 4.
All right, let's go, folks. Pre-release prices for Divine Light up, and I remember checking in like 3 days ago trying to see if they were up yet, and there was somebody trying to sell Descendants for $30.
Oh, nice.
Another 5.
Look,
Like, why are
look,
you doing
look. Descendant's not terrible, but it's also not good.
Let's see here. So the thing I don't like about TCG players, I still can't filter by clan. So I can filter by nation, but then I still have to sort through Genesis and Angel Feather
Yeah,
cards right
it's
now.
really weird that like most people don't even know that nations are like a thing.
Okay. So
But then again, I
I
guess
think
those
I'm just
people
gonna.
probably aren't looking on TCG Player, but it's still dumb that you can't
Yeah,
sort by clan.
I'm starting to fill out my cart to try and build Gurgit now.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna poke through the new DBS cards and then wrap up stream.
All right. I had fun. Good luck.
No, no, no. Cease. No. Good
No,
luck is
no good luck.
illegal. Good luck is illegal on this channel.
Dang. Okay. Um, step on a Lego.
Okay, will do. All right, we're just gonna poke through these cards real quick. I've seen some of them already, but some of them are gonna be new as well. Like I've seen this already. This is cool, I guess. Basically, the gimmick of this is that you put things on top, and other cards in the deck check the top or mill the top, and it's like, oh look, a thingamadingle. Here's the new Janemba deck. Oh wow, it's vanilla shenanigans and Janemba shenanigans at the same time. Oh blipple dipple. We got this spicy, truly spicy. And by truly spicy, I mean it's eh. It's not bad, I guess, but it's not great. So basically, it's your typical unison card. You've got this, which I think is supposed to be for the Genema deck. I don't know if this is something I need to shake, but I hate when unison cards don't have a way to gain markers. Big dislike, especially because if you're not playing red, there's no way to give markers to cards that don't give them to themselves. Because red's the only color that has access to that, and it checks your unison colors. We've seen all that. We've seen this. I've seen this. I like this. It's funny. Deflect barrier blocker with revenge, and can block twice, and gives you an energy back. Because that's necessary. Super combo. Got this Vegeta. Cool. Actually, I don't think it. No, I think we've seen that one. Oh, haven't seen one of these one drops in a long time. That's neat, I guess. Rejuvenate super combo. Those might be good in decks that actually want to like spam that stuff, but meh, meh, meh. We got the Gogeta stuff. This one actually works with all of the old stuff. It doesn't have any Pycon related restrictions. It's cool, I guess. Um, they reworked Hero Revived and made it less annoying because you have to now have a low hand yourself, and and yeah. Also, he has to be on board for a full turn first, so he gives them a fighting chance. And he has no protection, so he can just get McDongled, but he's an 8 drop, so I mean that's not that big a deal. We have this guy, which is it's Union Fusion, but not Union Fusion, which I do not understand because they could have just restricted it to being a Pycon anyway, but whatever. It's because they have to be one. They could have done all this and just made it Union Fusion, but you know what? Sure. And we've seen this before. It sure is a thing. I don't know if we've seen this with Veku, but it's cool, I guess. He uh he plays himself basically if you burst a Goku and a Vegeta. It's pretty cool. It's not the best, but you know, free blockers are free blockers. I don't think I've seen this Gotenks. Huh. Deflect and barrier. Have fun getting rid of this. We got we got a spicy skill, I guess. I don't know. I mean it's a 4 drop, so I don't know how often it's actually gonna hit the board and matter, but you know what? It's cool. It's a neat card. We've got this Pycon, that's already yep. So this Pycon, this both of these we've already seen. The Janemba engine, It's skillless engine Janemba engine. Basically, it's the old Janemba engine concept mashed with the skillless engine, and that's what we have. And also, of course, wouldn't be a set this block if we didn't have a Dark Dragon Ball shenanigans setup going on here. So got all that, seen all that. I think we've actually just seen all of the blue. Then we see the yellow too. Okay, so we're waiting on green. I like this Weast leader. It's cool. It's interesting because we haven't seen these we haven't seen the 2-drop 15k and 3-drop 20k vanillas um since set I don't know if set 4 had any, but it was before set 5. Um and the difference is that they have a specified cost of 1 on those ones, and I think the 3 drops might have a specified cost of 2, but nah. And they were never that good, especially because you could easily find cards of those costs even then, that is, and it just there was no point. But now we have a deck that plays around them, and it's neat. It's certainly neat. We have this Frieza, which is really interesting. Basically plays a game of reverse Vanguard, including having costs that like do shenanigans with pulling your life. Like he'll take a damage or take a life, put it in a drop, a face-up life. So it's basically counterblast. It's literally he just does the closest thing you can do to playing Vanguard in DBS. It's neat. We got this for the Wii deck. We got Rejuvenate Boy. He's I guess. I guess. He can play himself for free, which is nice. He only plays himself with 1 marker, though. But he's 15k, so he's not the easiest thing in the world to pop. We've seen this Goku before. There are other ways to play this other than the Evolve, but of course then the Evolve gives you the draw. So, I mean, Hibble to Jibble to, pick your decision. What I really like about these cards, though, is that these are really good for the old Vegeta deck, the Goku and the Vegeta, because they are low cost, not terrible, yellow Gokus and Vegetas. Which means you can now have all 4 colors in the deck, which they have specifically attempted to support and failed at because we didn't have good options for yellow for them. And, I could still use better, but, it's cool if you like the deck. Also, we have a when you deal damage effect in not red. Big funny, did not expect, but, he casually just plonks out one of those 15k vanillas that you like to see in this deck. Vegeta says counters are not good, but then he loses his double strike, and I don't understand why. It's really weird. I get why this gets negated. Why does this and this get negated? That doesn't. He didn't need to do that, but whatever. I don't think I've seen this one. That's interesting. Huh. So you play him as a 1-drop body negate in rest mode, so you can't combo with him, so you're stuck committing to his auto, and then he can be attacked. And then I guess he'll either eat an attack or you'll be able to negate a low cost card's skills, I guess. I don't know. Doesn't seem that good. Um, we have a free play blocker for when your vanillas die. That's got promotions marked as new. I might want to go check that out. Regular super combo. Alright, we're not going to see the rejuvenate super combo yet. We have a really interesting. Huh. Okay. That's neat. I guess I feel like she should have had 5,000, but you know what? Whatever. It's not the worst card in the world. I got this Beerus. Oh, oh, oh. Okay. Well, that's good for the deck then. You love to see it. I don't think I've seen this one either. That makes sense. Oh, he can sir. He works in Gohan. Yay! They didn't try to kill that interaction. Any yellow skillless. We take those. I don't even play Gohan. I don't like a lot of these vanilla decks. This one actually looks kind of interesting. Um, and then also he turns them all into mini super combos, which is pretty cool. I certainly do like that. It's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. We have basically a new take on the Universe 7 one. Um, but not quite, because obviously it doesn't just nuke every skill, and it's yeah, but you know, it's cool. It's neat. It's neat. He gives himself a life back. This is basically the equivalent of if a card just said to yeet a card from your drop or warp into life, except it's for Frieza, so it doesn't do that. So that, great. Also, good. Good. Because we need more characters like that. It's actually just straight up, that's just indestructible without having indestructible. Well, I guess not, because technically there are effects that gets around that indestructible doesn't, but whatever. I think I've seen this one before. Yep, we got some stuff that plays itself for cheap when it dies from life. It's pretty cool. This card can counter from your life. It's pretty neat. We got Sorbet. He comes out from drop, and he's your searchy boy. Get this Ginyu. I think I've seen this Ginyu. That's actually really interesting. He works with any iteration of Yellow Frieza's army because they've all done that switching to rest mode shenanigan, so that's pretty cool. What I don't like is that he gains it for the turn, not until the end of your opponent's next turn. But, I mean, I guess that's fine. I suppose that's fine. Also, he, draws two for basically free. So, whatever, right? Um, wow. All right. Sure. You just slap anything into your life that the deck wants in its life. That's great. Ah, there's the rejuvenate. That's why it was dying, because it was with the super combos. That's cool. We have the new Shadow Dragon stuff, which I think I've seen all of already as well, but it's still pretty neat. He plays himself for fairly cheap. There are ways to play Shadow Dragons out pretty quickly. And oh, actually no, 4 or less. You can literally play him for 2 energy. Yep, good. But also he just copies whatever the hell he wants. Mostly, mostly, mostly. Yeah, there are restrictions, but we got Nova. We got Nova. I actually have not seen this one. Neat. Oh, becomes a one drop. Okay. You can really play him for two. Two or more, 19 or less, and not sharing a character name with what you've got. And plays with negated, and you can't play battle cards from drop. Well, I'm sure that's not a huge deal. That actually seems like it could be really solid for sure. For sure. I don't think I've seen this either, actually. Oh, interesting. So what's interesting is it, wait, does this say original energy? No, it doesn't. So this auto can't play this guy from hand if you're playing under a Shadow Dragon leader. Unless there's a ruling specifically specifying that, in which case, cool, I guess. Alright, just basic stun stuff. We got Rage. I've seen him. He's neat. He just kills stuff. Debatably better card of the two Rage Shenrons, but like, you know, have I seen this? I don't think I have, actually. Oh, so she just searches out any Shadow Dragon, I think. Unless we've had 9 drops, in which case, cool. That's cool, I guess. Does she have a way to play her off? No, which means I assume actually. You have to hardcast her. Oh, never mind. She discards herself for that effect. Okay, so then if you want this, you have to hardcast her, but eh. It's not terrible. You're gonna use it for the activate main more so than anything, but you're definitely gonna want a runner, I bet, for that activate main. Um, so you can get blockers in as well. That's cool. Standard standard one drop shadow ball, standard one drop shadow ball, standard one drop shadow ball, as one would expect. Oh, I like this. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I like that. Okay, that's cool. Counter attack negate. What a shock. That's not. That's not. No. You could have just done that and not had the if your leader is a Shadow Dragon card restriction, and that wouldn't have been that big of a deal. That probably actually would have been. Probably actually would have been the better play. But you know. But you know. But you know. Oh, they screwed up this, I guess. That's neat. Well, that's neat. Becomes free. Interesting. Uh, if you paid the energy cost, you can bloodlust something. Oh, it actually chooses one card. It doesn't choose a battle card. So this can't target unison cards, but if they have an annoying field, which there is indeed a field in in this set. Not in the set. I think it's actually with the set, and unless we had any super spicy reveals at the end, we did not. That's it for the set. Promos marked as new though, so I'm wondering if we'll have seen the reboot promos. Back in the day. This was never good, but you used to sometimes play it. Like, sometimes that would hit the board. It doesn't anymore. Use Warrior Series Volume 2. I don't know if I've seen this, actually. I have seen this, though, so we are not in the territory of new yet. Oh. Ah, Vicious Regime. Okay. We got the reboots. I'm excited for these whenever the art loads. Give that a minute. We'll read. I'll read while the art loads, and then we'll check that out. Can only activate extra cards from your hand once per. Oh no! I, why? Why? Why not just have this say, oh hey, if you do, negate this skill for the turn. And then boom. That would have made the most sense. That would have made the most sense, but they didn't do that. And then he has an on attack draw, so that's cool. Oh, he loses that permanent. Okay. Alright. I guess that's fine. This is very different on the front and the back. Oh my god. So in some ways, the front is better because yeah, you only pay one, but it doesn't lock you into two drops. But then again, at the same time, you're not. What are you gonna do, Rakuma Racer Gun? Oh wait, no, never mind. It only reduces it by one anyway. So I mean, it's interesting. I like it. It's a nice modernized take on an old leader that was very strunk. So strunk they had to change the way that it works. I don't think this is the best thing, but you know what? It's not bad, and it's generic, and it has a unison card to go with it, which is, of course, super spicy. It also has Rejuvenate, which is neat, which is just a -5 Rejuvenate, which means it's never going off. Look, you got 5 markers, let alone be able to kill them all off. Nah, fam. Works with every Frieza leader, though, which is... Well, every yellow Frieza that's not a BR, but I don't think we have a Frieza BR in yellow. Those are all in red. With an original energy cost of 1 or more. So you can't play Successor of Hope. Oh no. Oh, that's interesting, actually. Okay, this is actually decent. So any mono yellow Frieza deck that's just lacking a unison card. This isn't terrible. Oh. We also have the, oh, I think I've seen this before, haven't I? Yeah, I think so. Pretty sure I have. Hmm, interesting. Oh, and that's all we've gotten. We don't have all of the spicy stuff yet. Big sad. All right, well, there's so much more to be revealed. I'm excited to see the Bergamo leader. Um, Also, cool thing, there aren't links up. But anyway, I do think I'm gonna wrap up the stream here. I've been live for almost 3 hours, and I played the tournament. I bricked really damn hard as expected, and then we poked through the cards. So let me see who's live. That's Hui Han Hred, and then Hui Shell Hred.